Keir Starmer is a dreadful Prime Minister. We always knew he was going to be, but the truly astonishing thing is how quickly he allowed everyone who was previously on the fence to realise it too. Thursday's pathetic concession to his horde of ill-disciplined, unserious backbenchers on welfare reform marked the third, and most damning, U-turn of his first year in power. First, we saw the spectacle of Labour MPs being marched up to the top of the hill on cutting winter fuel payments for some of the poorest in our society, then being marched back down again. Then we saw those increasingly paranoid troops being marched up the even rockier hill of a child rape gang inquiry, only to reach the summit and once again begrudgingly trudge back down the slope. But make no mistake, Thursday's capitulation on welfare cuts was the biggest humiliation of all. While cutting welfare may seem the most mundane of the three crimes, compared to letting pensioners freeze and allowing paedophile rapists to get off the hook, the planned reform said much more about the sort of government Keir Starmer had hoped to lead. One that wasn't just willing to make unpopular decisions for the short term, but one willing to, in his words, fix the foundations and put Britain on a more stable footing for years and decades to come. The original proposals were only going to cut £5 billion from a welfare bill set to swell by £30 billion come the end of the decade. This was already a sign that Keir Starmer had given up on any meaningful reform of the British state that might just prevent the roof caving in. However, these savings have now been reduced to about half of that, not only a completely meaningless saving in the long run, but leaving Rachel Reeves with yet another avoidable black hole, almost certainly set to be filled with more tax rises. Once again, Britain has bailed out the takers, while the makers, struggling to keep their heads above water, will be squeezed even more.